Hi, everyone. Good to see you. And thank you for joining us here on another Cloak and Mantle Wisdom Transmission with Diana, Linda, Viviani, and myself. And Viviani's having some issues popping in and out, so we'll just hang in there. She'll be back. And
come on, join us.
So we were having a great conversation backstage that I wanted to continue, and it's about fairies and elementals, that fairy realm, the element which is within the elementals, and what that's about, and people's misunderstandings, or even not having any idea what elementals are, and what all of this kingdom, how it interacts with us, how we actually can call on them and work with them. And I hear that Diana is a fairyologist. So, Diana, what can you tell us about the fairies? That is really, how may we interact with them and call on them? How does any of that work for them? Oh, Diana, well, you're, yeah, you got to unmute.
I'm muted.
Okay.
Viviani, you have to turn off your keyboard sounds.
Viviani, your keyboard is clicking so hard I couldn't be heard. Well, bye. I didn't mean to send you away.
Come back.
There's the magic of fairies.
Anyway, Diana, we're technical issues, everyone.
Right.
So with Viviani, she'll be back.
There's really nothing to be worried about in the realm of fairies.
Yeah.
What angels do you worry about? Fairies are here to work with us. The gnomes, the brownies, the pixies, they are here to work with us. The stories that were told to little children to make them be good when they go to bed are stories, they're tales. But that doesn't mean that the elementals don't exist, and that doesn't mean that they're really evil. And enter the sinister
salamanders, jinns. There's all these characters in the storybooks
and salamanders are good. Sylphs are good. They're mini dragons. They're our stepping stones. They are our guardians that make a stepping stone when we're about to fall in a puddle. Oh, but all of a sudden, but you got a spot that keeps you from falling. They work with you. I have 2 fairy gardens. One's up on my front porch. The other one's a half an acre away. At the front porch is where they work and eat and, do the daily chores. Out back is the restaurant, the movie theater, all the fun things to go and do. And during the spring, I get fairy rings all along the way where they have been dancing and having themselves a little great time. I have yet to have one do me any troubles. I have had Merlin send one. I did. But I have not. My palm stone was missing for 3 weeks. And then Merlin, and I can tell you, it was in between 2 cushions that I sit on top of on this chair. And if I looked there once, I had looked there 100 times. It was never there. And I also keep a cat ball around for when there's energies I don't see. And all of a sudden, I'm about to go live with Valerie Bradshaw for something we were doing. And the cat ball starts going up. And it never goes off. In fact, I thought the battery needed to be recharged. And I lifted the cushion before I sat down before the show. And there was my palm stone.
There it was.
And this palm stone, which you really can't see here, and it's really a shame because It looks like a monkey's hand, right? It really does look like a hand, thumb. I live in Michigan.
Mhm.
Right in the center is Archangel Michael with his wings, Raphael. And then you see 3 windows like in a chapel.
Mhm.
Okay. So that light shines behind that, and all of the inclusions and the cracks and everything else that are in there it's an amazing. If I could show it to you. Here, take
Well, it
that,
probably
Val.
doesn't. Probably, yeah, I'd love to. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you for that.
So that's one of the ways that they work for you, because what had happened was
Yeah.
I had gotten so dependent on holding this constantly.
Oh, that's why they kind of took it for a little bit.
Right? Merlin
Got you out of that.
Yeah. Merlin. Yeah. But I was sort of under, let's just say I had a new super that was human. And when I figured out who that was, this disappeared until the point that I had absolutely cleansed that energy, that relationship out of my life. That's when he sent it back to me.
Gotcha. Wow. So, that's how it works, folks.
In fact, today I was driving the dogs over to the lake to get a little walk in. And right in front of my car, and I checked to make sure it wasn't my dirty glasses or the headlights or anything. And there was a fairy, a wispy, will-o'-the-wisp kind of fairy that led my car around this curve. And wouldn't you know that in that curve, here comes a great big semi that's not even supposed to be on the road, towing a railroad car.
Oh my gosh.
What?
Exactly.
Wow.
Exactly. I live around a lot of railroad tracks.
Yeah.
GM is in Flint. That's, not that far away from me. And they go through downtown Fenton and they go through downtown Holly. And I was on the Holly route going into Holly, and this curve is pretty big.
Yeah.
And it's got a blind spot. When you are starting to go into it, it's got a blind spot. And sure enough, there it was. And it slowed me down, which I'm already looking, but it had slowed me down enough. And then I really checked to make sure. Yeah, that was, thank you. Whichever fairy was following me or leading me. Let's say leading me, wasn't following me, was leading me.
Yeah. That saved you. So that story was to explain fairies help you. They assist you. And you can actually develop a relationship and a rapport with certain fairies or your own. And you can ask and request things, and they will assist you with different projects or things you're doing. And
So like if you think about Dobby from Harry Potter.
Yeah.
Go back to the story of the elves and the shoemaker.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When the little old lady realized that these naked elves were doing all their work for them because they couldn't get it done at the end of the day, and all these shoes were piling up, she made them little clothes. Well, they did all the work, took the clothes and left, and never came back, because when you give a Dobby clothes,
they're free.
say goodbye.
Yeah.
But they manifested everything that they needed for them so they could get on top of it all.
And Diane, I think you told us you have a fairy garden, don't you? Don't you have? I think you're showing us.
Yeah, I have 2 of them.
Okay.
The work and living spot is in the front of the house on the side of the porch, but in the back is where we party hardy. So they all show up: the gnomes, the pixies, the dragons. They come out also. Because they are elementals. They're like the sylphs. They are able to shapeshift like Morgana or
Mhm.
me, Brigid. I went through a time warp today while I was walking the dogs.
Mhm.
So that fairy had led me into there, right?
Mhm.
And when I got to the lake, I had been just picking up on Allie and Terry, who had been on together. And we had kibitzed a little bit, and I shut the phone off and put it in my pocket and went for a walk. And I had closed the app.
Wow.
When I came back, they were still kibitzing with me. I was trying to just tap into
That's a time warp. See, there's time
yeah,
is slipping. See, there's
exactly.
time slippage. And
Yeah.
so, you find out, you look at these things, these markers, like where it is in the show.
Yeah.
And you go, what?
Exactly. It was like, here's your do-over.
Yeah,
Because you
exactly.
didn't
Right.
hear everything that Terry and Allie had said to you.
It's really true. And this has happened to me too. How weird.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it was like the show was right at the beginning of the show.
Yeah.
And it just so happened I stumbled on that because it still had a red dot, and I went, oh, maybe I can go back and say goodbye.
Right.
But I was looking to go say
Was it-
hello to Gerald because he's my car entertainment in the afternoon. And today was yes and no, and I really love yes and no.
Yeah. That's pretty amazing. Thank you for sharing those stories. And I was going to go down to Linda and ask Linda if you've had any experiences or know anything about the elemental kingdom, which includes the fairies and all of that. Because all we really know is our fairy tales, just like Diana mentioned. You have the grim fairy tales or the fairy tales you've been told since you were little ad nauseum.
Anderson Brothers.
Yeah.
As far as I know, I've never had any experience with the fairies or the dragons or any of the elementals. And but I did fall in love with the flower fairy books when I was in my 30s is when
There
I
you
discovered
go.
them.
Okay.
And I've embroidered like 3 or 4, I can't remember now because it was years ago, 3 or 4 ginormous, cross-stitched with beads and little thingies of different flower fairies. My daughter still has the one I gave her in her house, framed and everything. I mean, it's not just hanging on the wall with tabs.
That's a connection.
And well, but
Birds.
I have birds, and that's close to fairies as far as I'm concerned.
Absolutely.
It definitely is.
They're around you all the
It's
time.
when you're drawn to something or you're attracted to something, there's an affinity. Hello.
Yeah. I really like them. I like fairies. I like the whole idea of fairies.
Yeah.
At a farmer's market in Galway in Ireland, there's a guy who has a master's degree in fine arts who makes little fairy house thingies. Okay, like entrances,
yeah, right.
like doorways. And
Little.
and here, okay, I got the big chills now. When I went to Ireland 2 years ago for my daughter's wedding, and I was walking around the town where they live. There's a lovely walk along the River Suir, and with big old trees, and the usual sort of thing that North Americans think about what an Irish river looks like. People had put fairy doorways at the foot of these trees with little stools and tables.
They're lovely.
Oh my God. I
God.
sat there and I'm going like this with my camera, with my phone.
Too.
And they were like that. I was so delighted. Just completely delighted, and said hello to them as I walked by and said, I hope you have a happy life here. You live in a lovely place. It's wonderful to see you, But,
and believe it or not, they definitely heard you. He absolutely did.
These little Irish fairies. Oh my God, it was so, I can't tell you how utterly enchanting is the right word. It was to be walking along the river with the sounds of the river and the birds, and yet, the beautiful, beautiful trees and these little tiny brightly colored houses with the windows and the doorknobs. Oh my God. Oh my God, it was just so cool.
It's just so Oh, it's so adorable.
It was totally adorable.
I mean, you can hardly stand it. It's just so cute.
Yeah, too
I-
cute for words.
I love
Terminal.
Yes.
I love that. Thank you so much for sharing that story, Linda, because it just reminds us if you go to Ireland, you might see the wee people, you might see the
Well,
fairies or the,
Yeah.
Ireland is it's very easy to it just feels very
Whimsical.
mystical or
not entirely
otherworldly.
here.
Or,
Mhm.
yeah,
It feels like it's
like
not completely
Yeah.
like Brigadoon in the mist.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean,
It's a time that really isn't there, but it's there.
Have you
yeah.
seen Brigadoon?
I have seen Brigadoon many times.
I've seen Brigadoon out on Lake Superior.
Oh,
my God.
I bet you have. And it
You
gives
bet.
me
You
chills.
betcha.
Yeah.
Side by each, we were sitting there on the beach.
Oh my gosh, that's so funny. Well, Viviani, what have you had any experience or anything to share about fairies or the elemental kingdom?
Well, I haven't seen anything in particular, but I feel like very connected to their energy, and I love. Actually, I mentioned earlier that it's cold and in here, and yesterday I felt like I really needed to go out in nature, and but it was raining, so I was like, okay. But today I just went out and feel so much better. Touched a couple trees.
Yeah, you got to get
Walked
out
on the
there.
grass, and I just love the energy. And I've
Right.
been told in readings that I have a strong connection to the fairies and
Mhm.
all the elementals, and so I'm
That's that
feel like I need to
divine,
nurture
also the divine
that.
feminine energy that you
Yeah.
carry. Also, that is that love and nurturing, that Mother Earth, that
Mm-hmm.
all of that
Yeah.
nature vibe. Yeah.
So yeah, a couple of days ago, I was actually feeling very claustrophobic, and I just out my own front yard. I just went outside and I just touched the trees that I have out here, and but it felt better. But today it felt much better to be out
Oh,
and
good.
a nice walk, and so yeah, I do feel very connected to that
Yeah, and
to the
so even
energy.
if you're not seeing or even really you
Hmm.
have that affinity there, it
Yeah.
is that connection. So you definitely have that connection, absolutely.
Hmm.
And I've told this before, but I'm going to tell it again. That one day I was leaving, I was backing out with my husband out of the garage, and we were just about to take off. And I was in the passenger seat. I glanced up because something tall caught my eye, and it was this big tree spirit. I don't know what to call him.
Hmm.
And there he was, sticking way above, and he was looking at me with the saddest expression on his face, like, you're driving away and you aren't, because I haven't been going into my courtyard
Hmm.
enough. And so it was like they're wanting me to go sit in the courtyard where I have a fountain, I turn it on, and I have a little bridge and all kinds of little cute things I can play with and whatever. But that was an energetic form that
Hmm.
I saw. And I have always realized that I had that connection. But until then, I really didn't know how powerful my connection was till now I started to open it to the elemental kingdom that includes every.
Yeah.
And so that connection is huge. And I connect every day in my meditation.
Hmm.
And
Yeah, I call on them too when I meditate, and yeah, I
but
feel also.
You
yeah,
need to go sit with Tree.
Yeah.
He'll tell you his name
Yeah.
and start bringing him little stones, setting little
Hmm.
things on his branches.
it's not that, well, see, it's a blueberry tree. So it's
Yeah.
really like a big shrubby thing. And it's about
Yeah,
8 or
I
9
know
feet
blueberries.
tall. It's about 8 or 9 feet tall, but it's shaped like a Christmas tree because that's how we trim it.
Okay.
So it's not like got branching where you could stack things on it or anything like that.
Then do it all around the base.
Okay.
Oh, wherever you have bare spots, a teacup.
Hmm.
a pitcher,
Oh,
a
cute.
s- an
Candy.
old Monopoly game like the shoe from the old Monopoly game.
Okay, why is that giving me the chills?
Because I know this. A puka loses his shoe. He comes looking for it all the time.
Oh, I'm going to have to start doing that because apparently it's all vibing with me.
There you go. See, it's the little child in us to begin with. But
Yeah.
any of you out there in listening to us, and Val, Viviani, Linda, anytime you see an orb,
Mm-hmm.
what do you think it is?
I thought it was spirit.
It could be anything though.
What do you think? What do you think an elemental is? What is an elemental? It is the spirit of something created, correct? Earth, water, fire, air.
That's true.
Yeah.
It's the
The
elements.
It's the
includes all the elements.
manifestation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
Which seed is the most abundant in the elemental that manifests in front of you in that orb? When I see dark ones, which is generally at night, I don't often see them during the day, but they're a deep indigo color with a purplish outline. I know that they're the guardians of my door. They're my little gnomes. They're the ones that are going out to make damn sure that the possum that comes to the back door every day is not there when I put the dogs out.
Oh,
Because Grizzly, is smaller than the possum. The possum's going to run away fast, but
man, I had a possum and he was like, he would go under my deck. Yeah, he was big, cute.
yeah,
looking,
they're huge. They're cute.
little thing. I'm going to stop now and say hi to everybody in the chat. Thank
Okay.
you so much, you guys, for joining us for this exciting transmission of the elemental energies. It's something that most people don't talk about, but it's funny. I prepared a couple of things related to that, but here we are talking directly about them, and I love this. But my are going to call them in even more. But Rhonda Q, new member. Thank you, Rhonda.
Hey.
Welcome, Rhonda.
Welcome, Rhonda.
Hey, welcome. And of course, Viviani and somebody called Dragonfly Crystals. Teresa Ford.
What, is she here again?
I
Kick her
don't know
out.
what she's doing here. And we got
Boot her.
I'll give her a thumbs up
Put her
later.
out. No. We got Rossi, Laura, Lisa, and Amber. Hello. Happy birthday for yesterday. And Stone Rhapsody.
Oh,
And
happy
so sorry we missed you. Garnet and Jenny, Captain Morgan, Imagine Me with Shamanic Journeys. I said it right this time.
Ah.
And, of course, there's that Linda Day Gonzalez.
Yeah, her too.
We got Gina. Let's see, Joyful Journey, Amanda, hi, and Janet Bora Bora, Starfish Jenny, good to see you. Sally, hi. Jenny, good to see you. And also, let's see, I saw somebody else.
Ooh, Jackie Jacarando's here.
Oh, Jackie, Jonathan, hello. And Moira, good to see you.
Wow.
Getting down to the bottom here. Hi, Wayne. Good to see you. And let's see. I got Gina Joe. Hi. And JR. Hello. Akila. Good to see you.
Aquila.
Yeah, Akila. Randy. Hi, Randy. And I'm almost down, getting down to the bottom here, folks. I'm kind of slow. I can't help it. My finger moves slowly. And everybody's putting in so many great comments, and I'm sorry that I'm missing them all. Hi, Karen. Good to see you. And Marilla, hi. heart and soul connected. Allie, hello.
Allie.
Sonia, Aaron, good to see you here, Aaron, and Janet, and Millie. Good to see all of you. I'm at the bottom. Okay, we got that was a long. You guys got a long way during our talk. So, you know what I'm going to do is I'm going to just call in these fairy realms, and in the elemental kingdom, that fairies are included in that, and all the rest of them. But I like to address them individually at this
Lovely.
point. I'll just start with this because it's really calling them in. If you want to, really make them feel that you want a relationship with them. So, oh, gentle spirits of the fairy realms and guardians of plants, flowers, and elms, I call upon your shimmering light to bless my world with magic bright. Fairies with wings of gossamer lace, dancing in moonlight full of grace, whispering secrets in the evening breeze, teach me to see the world with childlike ease. Elementals, guardians of trees so tall, rooted deep, standing strong and tall, nurturing life with branches wide, in your shade let peace abide. Flower fairies with petals soft and sweet, bringing beauty to every meadow and street. I ask for your guidance, your wisdom true, to help me grow and bloom anew. Together in harmony, let us co-create a world of wonder where love and joy await. May your magic infuse my every hour and fill my life with boundless power. With gratitude and reverence, I make this plea to the fairy realms and elementals, wild and free. Blessings upon you and all you do as we weave our destinies, me and you. So mote it be and blessed be. And so it is already done. So,
Fabulous. I did see a question in here about a green orbs if they were elementals. Yes, and in the green category, what do you get? You get plant life and you get healing. It is one of Raphael's colors. And so from plants, we get medicine that help us.
mhm.
So yes.
I love that. I love that. And Janet's saying, this is great timing. I've been out communing with the big trees in my backyard this week. I love that. That makes me feel so good because, every day when I connect in meditation to the elemental realm all around the world, I send this love out to them and they send beautiful energy and love back to me. And I can feel it come right back to my heart. And when I'm feeling tired or a little bit, lacking in energy, I connect and I ask, please, give me some rejuvenation energy. And I feel this green energy coming in and surrounding me and going into my heart. And it always gives me energy. What can I say? So I'm sending my love out to them every day, and they are there for me when I need them. And they send me love every day. So there's so much that they can do with all of us.
Yes.
Yeah. So I just wanted to say that. And so Diana.
Sure. What?
What would you say, or what could you channel in relationship to Mother Earth and that connection with the elementals, and how does that all work together for you, and how does it look together? Nature, the whole energy.
Is the intertwining of all of the roots, from the smallest, most minuscule fungi to the greatest, biggest tree root. They are all intertwined. Fungi, who is picked on this side of the earth, it is known by its mate on the other side of the earth. Doesn't even matter if it's directly across. It is felt by all of the community. It knows just as we know. You have so many breaths, and then your life ends. Tree roots intertwine, they support each other. They too reach a point where they know it's okay. It's been good. It's my turn to replenish the soil, to give it new ground grow morels, to give it more zest and a fertilization of its own kind. And the smallest tiny hair of that root will sprout forth its own tree again. It only takes a root this big to create a tree if it is left by itself, to grow and thrive in the elements of Mother Earth. It is a world tree.
Wow, that was
So
beautiful. So Mota Beats. Oh my gosh, that was beautiful and very, very powerful, because that is the interconnectedness of nature and how everything works together. And every note, they all know that there's a time and a season for everything, and how it all works together, right?
Yes. Yes.
Mm. I love that. I love that. And
Thank you.
Moira is saying, I bought this most amazing little birdhouse, not for the birds. Laughing out loud. I know what you mean. Some of these things are just too.
They're only going to make it a mess. This is for my fairies. You can't make,
Exactly.
make a nest in here. I've got several of those.
And they love sweets too. Offer some sweets. Right?
Mm-hmm.
Captain
Elementals in your house, a little bowl of milk on the counter, especially if you don't get country ice like I do.
Yeah.
But I have good neighbors with good cat mousers, so
Oh, good.
we're good.
Yeah, that's
Fairies are working in my favor.
good.
They like my treats.
So Captain Morgan's saying, Viviani, how did you end up somewhere so cold and your hometown is so warm?
I know. I was never a big fan of coldom. I love seeing the trees covered in snow. That's about it. But I love watching, and the season changes are beautiful here. So that is something to look
Nice.
forward to.
That's the glass half full
Yeah.
story.
Yes, definitely.
That's right.
But I prefer warm
Good,
weather
Rossi.
for sure.
And so Rossi, yeah, I wanted to buy birdhouses for the fairies and put them in my backyard. Boy, I'm just getting loads of. I'm feeling the emphasis now that I better start on it. I'm cracking on it because
You got to decorate them. You got to paint them in bright colors.
Yeah.
You got to paint them in bright colors. You got to decorate them. You got to put like fancy little thingies all over them and make them really, really pretty.
Attractive and
Over the top pretty.
they like
Yeah.
They like pretty. They like cute.
shiny
they like
and
lots
pretty.
of shiny colors.
Mhm.
Yes,
Yeah.
shiny. Ask me. I know all about shiny.
I've heard that shiny has something to do with it. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Wow. Ready for lunch.
Dazzle the hell out of them.
And we have Jonathan here. I often feel the mermaids when I'm snorkeling, and they send me sea turtles to say hi. Aw, and you know what? There's something magical about sea turtles.
Oh, I love sea turtles. They're so
gosh, they're
beautiful.
so
Yeah.
beautiful and majestic. And there they are. They're like this big, and they're swimming right, by you.
I love them. Yeah.
Don't you love them?
And they only come on Earth if they're a female once
Wow.
to lay her eggs.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
Out she goes. then comes back and does it again.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Oh, Jonathan says, every time something goes missing, I always ask for the house elves to bring it back. And they often leave things in plain sight, like in the middle of the bed or sitting on the arm of a couch.
Yeah, that's the way they do that, you know.
Yeah.
Like, do you honestly think that this thing wasn't under those cushions? That somebody literally took it out and put it back?
Yeah.
No, they disguise it. They're little, right? They'd have to shapeshift to be huge, and I would see that.
Yeah.
But when they just disguise it and cloak it,
yeah, you don't see it. Yeah. And Randy says, just keep talking to them. I know they will reveal themselves to you.
it's true.
Yeah.
Right.
And Moira is saying Erwin Oak's channel is great if you are into fairy energy.
Well, I didn't know I was, but apparently I am. So yeah, thanks for the recommendation, Moira.
And I also have Irish heritage as well as Scottish.
Mm-hmm.
So.
I don't. I'm Ukrainian, 100%.
Oh.
Yeah, except for the Polish part and the Russian part and the Lithuanian.
Exactly, right?
Genetically, Western Ukraine and Eastern Poland, okay?
There you go.
Well, there you see.
Galicia. Yeah.
Well, you know, if you do our DNA, we're like a whole bunch of different things.
Yeah.
Show, but I'm British mainly. But Captain Morgan says my mother's side is from Ireland. That's great. I love that. And my great
Morgan
came off the boat from Ireland. So, yeah, that's.
Have you ever been, Val?
I'm going in September, October time frame.
Good. That's a good time of year to go. Yeah.
Nice.
We were
wonderful. That's fabulous.
You'll love it.
I've been to England. I've been to the UK, to London, but I actually haven't gone out. I haven't done Stonehenge, Bath, Avebury. I haven't done any of those things, and haven't been to Ireland. So yeah, I'm looking forward to all of that, and I expect I'll see some.
Yeah, you will.
Fairies and things.
Things will talk to you. You'll be amazed.
Yeah, I'm believing that. Yes, Linda, I think it's true. I will hear and see things, and I might go, what did I see? But I'll believe what I saw.
We'll ignore it.
Yeah. So Moira's saying there is a tree in the woods near where I live. No fancy door, but it's definitely a fairy tree. Yeah,
you're right.
Know, right?
She's right.
And Lori says, I know there are elementals at the creek near my home. I always talk to them, and sometimes I get goosebumps. Yeah, you know when you're connecting and they hear you, because you feel that. Like all the time we've been talking about it today, I'm getting goosebumps all over the place. So, once I heard them hear me, I could hear them moving. Don't think they like my dog. Yeah, that might be. Has everyone seen the fairy that flows into Scott's heart live on his show?
Yeah.
Wow.
I don't think that was a fairy. I thought the people were all saying that it was an angel, that it was his mother's.
An angel, yeah.
Oh, might be.
His mother's spirit. Yeah.
Spirit.
His mother's.
Yeah. Don't think it was a fairy, Garnet. Not in the sense of fairies that we're talking about here and now.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so and Wayne's saying, twice this week I saw out of the corner of my eye little flashes of light that were moving, disappearing quickly.
It's probably fairies.
Yeah, I've seen that little like golden sparkles, like moving like really fast. I've seen that.
Well, either that or you're having a stroke.
Oh. Garnet says I have a miniature teacup and saucer for the little people.
Oh, God, that's so cute.
Oh, that's so cute. I cannot stand it. I need to buy some and put it out there by my tree.
Yep.
Yeah, I need to get the doors. They're so cute. I've been meaning to get a couple.
And Garnet says thorn bushes in Ireland are sacred because they believe that fairies live in them and you can't cut them down.
Yep.
Interesting.
Mm.
Didn't know that. Didn't know that. So okay, so I'm gonna move on to Linda.
Huh?
Yes, Linda, for her, see if there's anything that's going to come from
From the fairies that I've never
from
spoken
anyone
to
who
before.
wants to come through you, even
Hmm.
Akashic Record Masters, anyone who talked about the elementals, what we need to hear today, our relationship with them, and how to connect and repair our relationship and cover
Hmm.
them with love and bring that relationship to coalescence.
Your world is so full of miracles and magic and wonderment. You need to open your eyes to that. It's right there. It's right in front of you. You're astonished. Your astonishment astonishes us because we can see the connections. We can see what's going on that you're blind to. Open your eyes. That's all you have to do. Be open. Be receptive. Notice the beauty. Notice the magic. And call it by its name. Say, that's magical. Say, that's beautiful. Name it. Own it. Claim it. Heals the earth. She's giving you so much. She's giving you so much. Appreciate it. Notice it. Name it. Claim it. Thank her for it. Well, that was it.
Well, that was a lot.
Mhm.
That was beautiful.
While you were talking, I had all these things coming into because like it's not that I don't really know how to channel. I don't know how to do that. But while you were talking, it was just
Coming in. They had things to say.
They did, and they were very
Mhm.
emphatic about it.
Yes, because we are here today for
Yeah.
the elemental kingdom
Yeah,
and Mother Earth and
Yeah.
nature, because
The
that
earth.
is what they called us here for today.
Mhm.
So,
we can't just be connected to spirit and ignore the wonder and the beauty of the world around us.
exactly.
Mhm.
Exactly.
We're not monks in a monastery going, oh, praying all day and ignoring
We
everything.
are of the earth.
Yeah.
And we are part of the earth and divine source.
Yes.
We must connect to
You're-
both.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yep.
Mhm.
So this is what I do in meditation. I say I am grounded and connected into Mother Earth, and I feel myself sink down into Mother Earth. And then I say I am grounded, I am connected to and grounded into the elemental kingdom. And I feel that love
Mhm.
come to me every day. Then I send my light up and I say I am connected to divine source,
Yeah.
all creator of all that is. And
Yeah.
I feel that energy come in. And this is how I then send light out to the world.
Yeah.
This is a process that if you do this every day, you will be grounded and you will bring in higher dimensional energies much easier than if you weren't connected to the elemental kingdom. They are a necessity to us and we are to them.
Yes.
We are part of them. And so include them if you can every day. So that's what they want us to know. And they want us to it, I want to say it breaks their heart, but they really long for our connection with them again, like it used to be when magic flowed on earth as a normal thing, because it is normal. but man's consciousness
Mhm.
could not accept some of these things. We started to shut it down. And so now we are opening back up to the magic on the earth today. Call it magic, call it, name it.
Mm.
And that is what Linda's channeling meant.
Yeah.
That
Oh,
is
I
what
love-
she's telling us to do. Yeah.
I'm covered in chills because that's the best description you can give magic, and that's what it is. And I don't live on this earth. I don't know how I ended up here. And after this past week, I'm absolutely certain I'm not all human.
Well, you aren't actually, but you know.
Yeah,
So
a little Lemurian, a little Arcturian.
yeah, I mean, we're everything.
Yeah,
Let's just face it.
and elementals thrown in, because what are we? We
I'm
are
sure
golden, we are stardust, we are billion-year-old carbon. We got to
are
Yeah.
part of the earth.
I love that thought that we are stardust. I just love that thought.
It's true.
Yeah. I love that thought as much as I like the one about driving spaceships with our minds.
Yeah, I love that.
Cool.
And they do that. That's how they do it.
Yeah, I know. I freaked out. Whoa.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they think they're there.
Yeah.
But, you know,
I have to jiggle my camera a little bit. I've penned myself in an
uh-oh.
uncomfortable position here. Sorry.
So now I'm gonna go to Viviani and ask Viviani, do you have anything you want to channel through about this topic that we're talking about, the elementals, the fairies, Mother Earth?
Yes, actually, while a couple of things came through, just don't underestimate the healing power of nature. Just notice how your energy changes when you are out in nature, and take time to how of saying this. We are here, we are connected on YouTube and everything, but it's just make sure to make time to be out in nature and to have this connection, as part of your self-care, as part of your um, meditation, I'll say. To be spending time in nature and grounding our energy and receiving that energy from the elementals and your surroundings
I
out
love
in
that.
nature.
Wow, that's beautiful, Viviani. And I got that same reminder this morning
Mm-hmm.
about going out in nature and really connecting with everything. That is something that is really important for our own well-being, for
Yes.
our own, and we're not even realizing it's to connect with the elemental kingdom. It's to connect with nature that
Mm-hmm.
we are part of, that we need that. Do not separate yourself from that. You need that. It is part of who you are and part of what your body is created from. So yeah, definitely include everything that you can in your developing a self-care program, like Viviane is saying. That should be part of it because we all need that and we don't realize it. So
I see a comment to Garnet that says, make observation of your surroundings. And when I go for walks in nature, for the most part, I always go to the same place as my favorite park, my favorite place. But I never get tired of it. And I always notice something different every time I go. And it's always like, it feels like it's the first time.
right.
And I'm always drawn to when the flowers are blooming. Never get tired of taking the pictures of the same things that I see over and over, but it always feels
I love
always feels
that.
new and
that.
refreshing.
Yeah.
When,
Yeah.
when you're
Observation.
when you're walking through the woods and everything is still,
Mm-hmm.
the birds are chirping, but they're not flying. They're they're feeding their little tiny babies right now.
Mhm.
And all of a sudden, a fern wiggles
Mm-hmm.
that's been a fairy in your path.
I believe that, because I mean, yeah, that is, yeah. If the birds aren't flying, sure, you can still hear them, and there's nothing going on, and then all of a sudden, it's, and they're kind of letting you know,
Yeah.
they're there.
We see you.
Yes,
Thank
exactly.
you. Thank you for coming.
Yes,
Thank
exactly.
you for not leaving debris behind.
Yes,
Yeah.
Unless it's tinfoil or gum wrapper, you know.
they like the shiny.
And they like sweets. So if you dropped a piece of
Sweets
candy, yeah.
bring yum-yums, and they're sweet. That's right. Oh, and Garnet says, Mother Earth in our time spaceship. What
I think Mother Earth is our time space ship. Time
is?
and spaceship. Well, yeah, spaceship Earth, of course.
Yeah, spaceship Earth. That is it.
There's been a lot of indication of that. If I could tell you all the dreams that I had, and Captain Morgan, you were talking about mermaids. One of, I mean, I have a lot of dreams anyway, and they're always very vivid, but this was one that I had never had before. And this big, huge, beautiful yellow green sylph came in, but it was big as life with the size. It actually got out there and turned around and came back towards me, and it had the head of a marlin, right? Swordfish, right? But it was like this color and the color of tree frogs with the little red eyes. And he had these big wiry things coming off of his head that were very flowing and had that color on the end of those hair-like things, tentacles.
Mm-hmm.
And there were all these little tiny pools with kids playing in them. Everybody had gathered for this particular event. And I said to the little kids, now watch, here she comes. And this fish makes this great big huge turnaround, giving you one last glimpse of the sword, but sitting where the head was the mermaid becoming reality. And landed in, the guy dive off the high dive, lands in the cup of water in the cartoon. She lands in this little pool of water with a handful of children in it. Those tentacles become her beautiful red curly locks, filled with jewels of the sea, and of course, all the little girls and all the little boys, but especially the little girls, mermaid, were going bananas. That's the first time that I have to say that a mermaid came into my realm. And I've been around the ocean a lot. I used to live in Virginia, so Virginia Beach was a haunt.
Yeah. Yeah, that's amazing, I have to say. Yeah, that's an experience you wouldn't forget.
I have dreams I don't forget. That's one of them now.
That would be when
that whole night was amazing. I wasn't on this earth. I was on my spaceship.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. That's for sure. Well, we're almost at an hour. I just want it's gone by. We've been having fun talking about one of our favorite subjects, the elementals. And I just want to say, everyone out there, please connect to the elementals. They're absolutely wonderful, beautiful energy, and they're part of us. So definitely connect with them and send them love every day. And you'll be amazed at how things will shift for you in terms of your energy and that love that you receive back from them when you send it out. It is amplified. And does anybody else have, Viviani, Linda, Diana, do you have anything more you want to say?
I could talk for hours.
Someone was asking about if it was okay to bring in, like if it's cold or we don't, if it's cold outside, is it okay to bring in things from nature into our homes, like shells and stuff? And extended the question to pets, like is it okay, basically, to have pets? And I just want to, I just want to answer. I have a soul contract with this.
I was just going to say, yeah, totally.
I have a soul contract with this being. She is not a pet.
Yeah.
She is a dear friend of my heart and my soul and a companion. I look after her and she looks after me, and we live together very happily. I have soul contracts with all of my companions here, and they're I would be embarrassed to call them pets, you know.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
They're
It's they might call this is the human I own, but we can't say that.
Yeah,
We are
they were their servers.
I'm my
Yeah.
I'm my dog's
yeah,
human.
yeah. This
Yeah,
is,
right. I know all of mine think that way.
I can't answer for anybody else about whether or not we should have pets. I think that's pets. Okay, quotation marks. That's an ethical an ethical question. Oh, and Rossi just said my cat owns me. Well, yes,
Of
you guys
course.
think I joke when I call them
We're
my
their humans. Let's just face it.
Mhm.
yeah,
Yes.
We're the humans that they own.
yeah.
Yeah.
So let's just flip that around, and solves every problem we could ever have.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
so, yeah, definitely. I know that you definitely have contracts with your
My
owners.
companion, my avian overlords. Yes.
Yeah. So, if no one has anything else, I just want to say, please like and subscribe to Diana's channel. Her information is down below. Let's get our subscriber numbers up, because she's only at like 71 or something like that, and we know we can improve on that.
Yes.
Yay, Viviani.
I don't put anything there.
Go to Viviani's channel, like and subscribe. Get her subscribership up. And Linda De Gonzalez, her correct channel is below. Go and like and subscribe now.
Yes, thank you.
Remember, once they get up to 500 subscribers, they can have memberships. They can open it up for super chats. They can, have store merchandise. It could be the elemental.
That would be lovely.
And you can buy t-shirts, little houses. Who knows what Diana will put on her store? We might.
Fairy houses, please.
So
Okay. That's part of my hope to do this summer list.
So something to look forward to. Get the subscribership up on all of these lovely, beautiful Akashic record readers channels, and more beautiful things will be coming from that. So thank you all for being.
Yes, thank you all.
And we love you all and appreciate you being here. Don't forget to watch Linda's lives, because apparently you cannot miss one of them, because they're phenomenal. That's
Who said
to
that?
watch after this. So,
They're fun.
Yeah, because you never know what the heck's coming next. And
I mean, you got to watch to see. It's something
Thursdays
wonderful.
at, I think, I'm not sure if it's going to be 4 or 5 o'clock, but Thursdays. Yeah.
Thursdays. All right, everybody, you heard it here. Thursdays, Linda goes live. Check it out. What time is that? Around what time do you like to go live?
Well, I was going to choose 4 o'clock, but then yesterday, someone else went live. Someone that I'm very connected to went live at 4, and I waited until 5, and so I'm thinking maybe I'll use 5.
And
Pacific.
what time zone are you in, Linda?
Pacific,
Oh,
5 Pacific.
Pacific. So,
Yeah.
so yeah. So that would be
8.
8
Yeah.
Eastern time. So
8
everybody
Eastern time.
remember
I don't
that.
think that's too late. Do you think that's too late? I don't think that's too
No,
late.
it's
That's
not
good.
too late. No, it's nice. It's a good time. Everybody's done, they had their dinner and they're ready for it.
Sonia
So
says she learned about Nightbot. Yeah, so did I. Oh God.
So I want to thank you all for being here.
Thank you.
these lovely ladies for talking about one of my wonderful favorites, and Diana's too, apparently. So the elemental
Mhm.
kingdom. Thank you all, and go out and please renew your relationship with the elemental kingdom. That would be wonderful, and I would love that. Thank you so much, and thank you everyone here. Thank you.